It's time to crack open. Hello there, beautiful, and welcome back to The Dark Alchemist. In today's reading, I will channel a message for the collective with tarot and oracle decks. And before I dive into that, I just briefly want to say thank you so much for all of the sweet comments you've left on my last video, where, I said I'm back. And spoke a little bit about what was going on. I appreciate you so much. I'm reading them as they're rolling in, and I'm commenting on as many as I can, but no, I'm not going to be able to catch all of them. So thank you very much. I appreciate you. And if you're new here, because I saw we also got some newcomers, welcome, welcome. You will find some tarot readings here, Reiki videos, some good old energy healing coming your way, and whatever else I might be up to. And with that said, let's hop into the reading. I pre-shuffled a bunch of decks that I felt called to, and I'm just going to dive into that. And this one here needs to be our topic card. Okay, so what's the topic for the reading for my collective today? What's our topic today? Okay, you got it. Let me look bottom deck energy. We got the Raven's head. Okay, I'm gonna put a pin in that and put that to the side, but I feel like we're gonna need it. And then we got the lightning. We have the benevolent guide. How fitting that we have an actual bee showing up in this hexagon deck. We have the card of fog. And immediately my eye was drawn to this eye here. I don't think I ever noticed this eye before in that way. Okay, let's see we're gonna see what's going on with that. And then we have calcification. And the first message I have is I need to change my setup. They basically said, no, put that one up there. And that one is our guiding force into this message. And I will read this actually from the guidebook for you. I feel like it. So we got leucosis, number 13, number of transformation. So leucosis, lightning. Perfectionism, facade, and hesitation. The stage of leucosis is a complex topic in alchemy. On the one hand, it represents purification of the materials. On the other hand, it's the phase in which the alchemist may mistake their work as complete. On the surface, everything seems perfect, pristine, well thought through, and quite complete. In actuality, the alchemist has been tricked by their own facade of perfection. Their work has hardly begun. Righteousness and fear are the great errors of leucosis. This card arrives to remind us to get our hands dirty. No one is separate from or above anyone else. Rather, every alchemist is a kid in the laboratory, tinkering away with the elements of their life. No more fretting over your next move, fearing how others will perceive you. It's time to crack open, become who you are. The world needs your true colors. All right, that's a powerful message to start off with. And I'm going to jump into this right where this message ended, with it's time to crack open. Because we have this paired with calcification here at the top as a, as an overarching energy to this. And I'm laughing because my head is filled with top and bottom energy right now. Okay, focus, Linda. So with the card of calcification in the context of this reading, We are talking about the act of transformation through fire. And calcification, or this process of calcification, is rarely a harmonious one. On the surface, it often looks like experiencing a lot of anger or a lot of frustration, and having that kind of heat, this kind of inner fire, bubbling up to the surface, where it will then, if you take care of the energy in the right way, it can then really lead to big transformative change. I'm sure that there are quite a few of you who have had experiences of this energy in your lives already, where there was a situation that at some point you felt so fed up with it, you were just so done with it, and there was so much emotion connected to it, and you were so frustrated and you were just done with it, and then you decided to make a change, like a big change. And that's the kind of energy of calcification. It's that energy of, I'm done with this needs to change, so I'm gonna do whatever it takes to change this. So that's what this energy is speaking of, like cracking open. And these energies that are bubbling up from underneath the surface, this anger, this frustration, or whatever emotion it might be for you that is fueling that fire, that passion of creating something new. That kind of energy at the moment for you is it's hidden. For a lot of you, it's hidden. We got the fog here, which means that you don't see that kind of energy very clearly. It's suppressed. That's what I want to say here. It's suppressed. On the one hand, it feels suppressed, and on the other hand, this fog is connected to the benevolent guide. Remember, this is a collective reading, right? So take the messages as they resonate always. Because the card of the benevolent guide is a symbol of the inner voice. It speaks about being in a place where you feel quite alone, where you're doubting what you have been working on perhaps, or doubting whether or not you can make a specific kind of change. It's the energy of doubting that inner guide, that inner voice, that if you are someone who is connected to your spirit guides, even doubting the messages that you receive from them directly. And that's what this fog is also connected to, where you're doubting whether or not they're really there, whether or not you can really trust your intuition, whether or not this actually is the right move. And this kind of fire, this kind of energy bubbling up to the surface is going to be the energy that leads to the egg cracking open and then moving forward. Because let's make one thing very clear here. This kind of fire energy is a huge act of transformation, or a huge change maker. Yeah, change maker is the word I was looking for. Is a huge change maker. And at the same time, fueling a change, or a change that is brought forth by anger and frustration, is rarely a harmonious one. To put this in more tangible terms, you can expect some kind of conflict. You can expect some kind of conflict popping up in your life, perhaps with other people who are involved in the situation that you want to change. You can expect some kind of conflict, some kind of anger energy bubbling up to the surface. I do want to see a little bit, I do want to dive a bit deeper into this kind of change, I feel like. Let me pull one from each. Okay. So, please give us a message about this change. Okay, we got be proud of yourself. I said one each, right? And we got the shine. I need to put this over here, actually. Yeah. And then I need to take one from here. That one was beyond ready to come out. You're not alone. Isolation, physical connection, and community. All right. Should be in frame. Yes, yes. And then I have one more from here. Please give us a message about this change. We had two come out. Hey, this one came out last week as well. Weavers know that all is God. And then we had this come out with, if you hear a Sasquatch sigh. Okay, and bottom deck energy from this one is, when you feel the magic sing. Okay. All right, I'm gonna park that one over here. Let me actually change these two. I feel like this one needs to go underneath here with the shine. And then these two. Yeah, okay. Just so you can see all of them in all of their glory. And you know what? I feel like we're going to start with the last quarter moon in Taurus, be proud of yourself. Because that card in particular speaks about having a lot of self-doubt, doubting whether or not you're worthy of receiving what you desire, what you want. And it speaks about unresolved challenges surrounding your self-worth. That's what this speaks of. And I also want to mention, if you're watching this as this video goes live, we are 2 days away from a full moon, and it's a super moon. And you know, full moons are fantastic opportunities to shed and release things such as limiting beliefs. So if you feel called to create a little ritual surrounding releasing these limitations surrounding your self-worth, or the feelings surrounding your self-worth, that might be a great opportunity for you to make use of this heightened moon energy. Just putting that out there. This card also speaks about believing in yourself and believing in your own ideas, and how that is the most important thing to do. Believing in yourself, believing in your ideas. Because that's the very foundation on which you make all of your decisions and take all of the actions that you're taking. Looks radically different when you believe in yourself versus when you don't believe in yourself. You believe you're worthy, you will go for that opportunity. You will start that new venture. You will take that, or you will commit to that health and wellness routine, whatever it may be, you can put it in there. But you move through your life in a completely different way when you are actually believing in yourself, and when you feel that you are worthy of feeling good, feeling abundant, being abundant, whatever it is. Experiencing love, being loved. Yeah. And with the card of Shine, the new moon in Leo, that's your opportunity now to shed these limiting beliefs surrounding your self-worth so that you can allow yourself to shine. Because that's the one thing that's holding you back at the present time, is not believing that you are fully worthy and deserving of this. Of all of this abundance. Of being seen for who you are, being celebrated for who you really are. When you allow yourself to crack open, when you allow yourself to look into those places that hold these limiting beliefs surrounding your self-worth, you will find some emotions that want to be held by you, And when you allow yourself to feel and experience that and work your way through these emotions, that's when you will start to allow yourself to truly shine. I think it's also important to mention that when you are taking the time to address these more challenging emotions, and you take the time to hold the space for yourself and these emotions, you are already showing yourself that you are worthy and deserving of love, being worthy and deserving of being taken care of. Because you're taking that action towards yourself, being nurtured by yourself. So the very act of having the intention to hold the space for yourself, the intention of looking in these places, of being there for yourself, that in and of itself is already a part of the healing. The willingness to go there. The willingness to hold your hand as you go there. And if any of you feel like you would benefit from other professional support surrounding this, whoever you feel called to go to with regards to this, as well. Reaching out for support in whichever way resonates with you is also part of the healing process if you feel called for that. It takes a lot of courage and honesty and also a lot of self-love to look at an issue or a challenge and know that I would really benefit from someone else guiding me through this. It's an immensely loving gesture towards yourself. But I know it's not necessary for all of you. But if it is, because I said that about holding your own hand, this is your way of holding your own hand, like acknowledging that you can benefit from support because, we don't have to do everything ourselves. Okay. Coming into You Are Not Alone, Isolation, Physical Connection, Community. Cracking open. Allowing yourself to express what you want to express, to be who you came here to be, will allow your community, your physical community, to come in because they see you, they recognize you, they know your energy, it feels resonant with them. That's how they're going to find you. So cracking open and making the change that you want to change, making the change that you want to create, that you want to create, will allow the opportunity for new people to enter your life. People with similar ideas, depending on what the change is you want to create, you want to make, know that there's support there for you and you will meet them. Physically meet them. Not talking about you won't meet them in your dreams. I mean, maybe you will first, but you will physically meet them. And we actually have on this side here a similar message mirrored. I'm going to start with If You Hear a Sasquatch Sigh. I'm going to show this card to you so that you can have a look at this. Because this card connects to the topic of spiritual narcolepsy. It speaks about you being in a position where you are moving more from your ego through the world rather than acknowledging your place as a spiritual being having a human experience and divinity taking care of everything and guiding everything. This speaks about being a bit caught up in the trappings of the mind. It can look like being a bit caught up in comparison, comparing yourself a lot to other people, what they got going on, how they're doing, where they are right now, and seeing, just comparing where you are and feeling some type of way about that. By the way, that can go both ways. It can go looking at others and feeling like you're better than them, and it can also go into the other direction of feeling like you're not good enough or you're less worthy than them. It can go both ways. And the second viewpoint that this card poses is looking at the world through a lens of limitation and poverty consciousness. Looking at the world, through a lens of limitations and poverty consciousness. Like, how can I phrase that? It goes hand in hand with comparison. It could look like seeing something on social media, or seeing how someone else presents themselves on social media, or someone else on social media showing off what they have, and then you go down the route of, oh yeah, it's nice for them to have that, but I could never have that. And any other way of setting some kind of ceilings for yourself on what you could achieve. It's nice for them to achieve that, but I could never achieve that. Or it's lovely that it's in the cards for them, but it's not in the cards for me. You're excluding yourself from the source of abundance. And the Weavers Know That All Is God is a card that speaks about the opposing energy of that. It speaks about knowing that you are a part of the divine universe. You have divinity running through every single cell of your body, the same way as everyone else on this planet and in this universe has, how every single thing is connected to divinity and has this energy running through them. It's a reconnection to the magic of the universe. Weavers know that all is God. Every single step of the way is abundant and is open to us if we choose to go through. And there's a shift in terms of your thinking that is up ahead for you as part of the cracking open, where you move away from this energy that I spoke about with the Sasquatch, so the limitations of your thoughts, of your mind, and moving into feeling in line and in touch with everything, and trusting that you are a human, that you are, you're also a human, of course, but that you are a spiritual being having a human experience first and foremost. Is there one more? I feel like I want to pull one closing card for all of us. Yeah, one closing card for all of us. So may I please have one closing message? Page of Cups. Let yourself be continually surprised by this thing called life. And when you look at this card, you see that this person here holds a little mug. And first time I saw that, I thought it was hot chocolate because I wanted hot chocolate at the time. But according to the guidebook, it's someone who was looking for these beautiful shards of glass on the seashore. And these are things that are brought up onto shore after a storm, right? And thinking that they would only find maybe one or two pieces each, and ending up finding a whole cup worth of what they were looking for. To bring that into more tangible terms for you going forward, when you allow yourself to open up to feeling worthy, holding the space for yourself, taking care of yourself, starting to make the change that you want to make, you are stepping out of the old story of your mind of how things can go into a whole new way of existence, meaning you don't actually know what's going to happen. And I know I spoke about that in one of the piles last week as well, came up as a message. If it's too challenging for you to move straight into a positive mindset of expecting the best to happen, a good gateway can be to just be curious. just allow yourself to acknowledge that you don't know what's ahead and be open to the best outcomes to come your way. Just being curious when your mind tells you a story of how things will go down and and like gives you a whole list, a whole rundown scenario, and the movie is playing in your mind. You can consciously take a deep breath in and out, and then you step in and you say, I actually don't know what's happening. This is a new cycle, so let's see. And when you cultivate that attitude, you allow the universe to bring you everything that you need. It's just about being open to receiving it. Again, being curious about it, seeing what comes your way, is enough of an opening for the universe to deliver the best to you. And at the bottom of the deck, we have the King of Pentacles. True success isn't just about money, it's about happiness too. And the funny thing about money is, when you want to cultivate that in a more sustainable way, the happier you are, the more you draw it to yourself. And on that note, I'm going to close the reading, and I'm going to say thank you for supporting this local witch. And I will be back next week with a pick a card reading and a Reiki session, maybe even already this week. I don't know yet. Haven't fully checked my schedule yet. But have a beautiful rest of your week. Enjoy the full moon. And if you are someone who wants to do a little ritual surrounding the limiting beliefs and you have any YouTube-related resources to share for that, you could help a fellow person in the collective out by just leaving a comment and maybe giving some ideas about what you want to do as a ritual, or, maybe you have a meditation that you really like for this, or journaling exercise for this. So, leave it down below. I'm sure we can all benefit from that. And have a beautiful rest of your day. And I hope I see you soon. Bye.